and put some dollars in your.
What's up? It's the Beat Can, man. We even got Danny D'Lo up at 9:30 in the morning. Holy cow, man.
Too early not to be going to court.
Right?
9:30, 7:30 over here, dude. Come on, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you got to get up early, don't you, Mike?
Dude, I set my alarm for, realistically 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
Mm-hmm. I usually wake up before it. 5:30.
Yeah, but then you get smoking, you get high. It's not like you have a hard life, man.
Actually, the mornings actually suck because I have chronic IBS. So,
so you have trouble pooping.
No, it's the opposite. I have no problem.
He has no trouble pooping.
No problem. And here comes the stuff that can make me run off the show right now. You know what I mean?
Eat some cheese, man. That'll stuff you up. Eat some cheese. We'll send you some cheese from Wisconsin.
Hey, actually,
that's the only damn good thing they make up there in Wisconsin is cheese.
Yeah, the best thing we got is like just normal Tillamook over here. It sucks.
He's over there eating Kraft singles right out.
Yeah, they're straight up American Kraft singles, you know.
Well, today we're going to be talking about human remains are likely recovered from the wreckage of the Titan submersible. This is a big thing in the news still, but we're going to take it from a different angle today on the Beat Can. A lot of people, what was there, like 5 on there that died or something like that? They are actually saying, well, they were billionaires. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty bad when you don't think human life is worth anything because they're rich. So let's get the initial thoughts from everybody here. Go ahead, Mikey.
Yeah, when it comes down to this kind of stuff, I kind of feel at this point where if it weren't these billionaires, if it were anybody else at this point, oh yeah, hey, billionaires, they deserved it, whatever, they wanted to go explore and do this. That's what they get. I've seen so many of these like crazy memes come out that have been like, wow, dude, it's not even been a day and you guys can't even, like, just because they're billionaires. Dude, let's be really honest here. If they were of any color, it would have been the biggest tragedy of all time. If they were of any sort of like normal social class or any of that stuff, it would be the biggest tragedy. We would be having people come up with like going up and down like streets with candles and stuff. I mean, it would be a big ordeal, but because they're billionaires, oh, hey, let's make a whole bunch of memes about them.
Mm-hmm. You know what, Danny? Since you're stopped smoking dope and stuff, I really need that light. I can get really high looking at that. I get that in the star thing, man, that you put up on the ceiling. You just sit there, you zone out, stuff like that.
You know what? I've done that. My lady got one of those for her daughter, and I just laid in bed one night, just like, wow, man.
What do you think about what Mike said, Dan?
You know what, man? I've been. Here's one thing I've noticed: the old people on Facebook, the older guys, they can't wait to jump on a stupid ass meme. It's the most annoying thing I ever see on Facebook personally. And I've been just watching people on the internet that I know and that I don't know. And yeah, it's, oh yeah, a bunch of billionaires went and did it, blah, blah. And it's like, let's go back to the Titanic. It wasn't free to get on that boat. The most elite people at that time were able to get on that boat because it was pretty much the same kind of price range for those times to get on the Titanic. And they sank, and we got movies, and oh my God, I'm surprised we don't have a freaking holiday. And it was a very sad tragedy in life. I don't understand what the difference is now. It's this new society where, if you're rich, oh my God, why don't you give to the poor? Why didn't the poor get off their ass and make their own money? You know, it's basically it's just people being haters, man. And that's the one thing I despise in life. If you hate somebody because they're doing better than you, then you're always going to be the same piece of shit that you are right now. You know,
Mhm.
and to be making fun of people dying, I don't care if it's somebody that you hate. I don't wish death on anybody, man. I don't wish cancer on anybody. On my worst enemies, I don't wish for somebody to get hurt or die. But people are just messed up nowadays, man. And I think it's a sad society when something like that happens. I mean, I may think it's stupid, sure, but that's a matter of opinion. You know, why would I want to go in this, you know, whatever sub it was or whatever? I mean, there's some things to it, but initially, some people went down there and they died immediately, pretty much. You know, they prolonged it for a week and acted like just to get the news story. But I mean, it happened the day of. You know,
Right.
and the fact that people are just making fun of it and thinking it's funny, I think they're just the worthless people of society, in my opinion.
Well, one thing China Dolly Nelson just said, my lack of sympathy isn't due to them being rich. It's due to making stupid risk decisions. Well, ain't that what exploration's all about? Is taking the risk and going out there trying to discover new things. If that was the case, then those on the Challenger, the seven that died on the Challenger and then Columbia, they were stupid for being up there.
Well, I mean, look at the difference
Yep.
between those that went up in the Challenger. How is that any different than these people going underwater? And
Everybody
those,
knew the risk.
those on the Challenger, they died very quickly.
Was it a stupid decision? No, they actually didn't. They
But I'm
lived
just-
all the way down.
But I'm just saying, it exploded, and look at the big deal that was made out of that.
Yeah.
And this, you didn't see. I mean, of course, then we didn't have like the memes and all that stuff, but you didn't hear a bunch of negativity about that like you're hearing about this. Why? Because social media is making a big deal about it.
Well, social media,
Why?
like Danny
Because-
says, brings out the biggest haters.
And why?
does.
Because they're, posting stupid things like I don't even know what the things are called, but it's like the tanks that would be underground for sewer.
Mhm.
I saw a picture of one saying, "Hey, $1,000 if you want to take a ride in this." And I'm like, okay, that was just dumb.
Mhm.
Why? And it was like the day after this happened.
Well, I think what the Bet Rim podcast just said was true, Mike. No accountability, and this is a good one to go around. No accountability, no thought of repercussions to their actions on the internet. To those people knew the risk they made, the choice to go under. It's a shame what happened, but it happened. What do you think of that, Mike?
Yeah, it's very much the same thing like when someone goes and climbs Mount Everest, you know what I mean? Like when people die on Mount Everest, I mean it's a tragedy. It sucks, right? It's totally a bummer, but we knew I mean that's one of the most dangerous things to do. I mean, you have to train forever, to like just be able to breathe up there, So we understand like yeah, it's a tragedy, but it still sucked. But we're not making fun of those guys that totally just got, killed up there. We're not doing that kind of stuff. We're not going, oh, we knew what they knew what they signed up for kind of ordeal. It's more of like, oh man, who would want that? No one,
Well, let's just take Dirty Knobs. He says spaceship was highly developed, but if you take the Apollo 1 deal where they got incinerated right there on the launch pad, could you imagine the memes coming out, Danny, about the 3 astronauts getting incinerated today?
Oh yeah, it would be the same thing, man. And the one thing I gotta express on here is I've heard a lot of people say, well, they knew what they signed up for, and they were stupid for doing it, and blah blah blah. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, if you really feel that way, start making memes about your dead brothers, your dead
Oh.
family members, your dead friends. When next time one of your brothers on a motorcycle goes down and dies, make up a meme that says, "Ah, that dumbass knew what he was doing." Ha 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 ha.
Do it
ha.
the day
He's
of or
dead
do it the
now.
next day.
Ha ha
Yep.
ha ha. Like, is it funny to you? Absolutely not.
Yep.
You know, these people had families too. Whether you're a billionaire or not, they still had family that loved them. And I don't find it funny at all. And I certainly don't think, well, because they knew that they shouldn't have done it or whatever. Well, people go on cruise ships all the time, and people, we all do something every day that could kill us. Even just driving to work in your little freaking Prius, you could die today. Okay, and it doesn't mean that it's okay to make fun of your death or to make fun of anything that involves you getting hurt. You know. Sorry, I get heated when I
No,
look
that
at
was
this shit.
massive. That was a great
I'm
point.
I'm I'm
dude.
just sick of people saying stupid shit. It's always funny to me, man. People say some dumbass shit on the internet, and talk about people saying dumb shit on the internet. like,
Well, and you gotta
like really?
keep in mind too that 19-year-old that was on there was basically, he had no choice to go on there.
Well, he had a choice, but his dad talked him into
his
it.
dad kind of forced him to go on.
I heard he didn't even want to go.
He did not want to go. I read into it about the 19-year-old.
Mhm.
He did not want to be there. He did not want to go. He refused and refused and refused, and then his dad basically forced him to go with him.
Hmm.
And I'm sure, it being that he comes from money with his dad, I'm sure, I'll cut you off or, whatever, and made this kid go. So he was in a place he didn't want to be, and he died.
That's terrible.
Well, I
No,
think
here we are speculating on what happened.
I mean, true.
But
It's all speculation on that point.
But it is true that he was forced to go on. He did not want to go. Whatever.
was-
No, I'm
that
talking
point.
about the cutoff
I
thing.
mean,
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
the
Anyway.
comment.
that was just my opinion. But I'm just
Right.
saying, you don't know what was said to the kid in order to force him to go on, because it was well known even by his, the rest of his family, that he did not want to go.
Right.
well, I like what Danny said. We deduced he made it just straight up.
Mhm.
A lot of people say in the chat room right now, well, they were just tourists or they were stupid. They knew what they were getting in for. We're talking about the memes that are coming up. And Danny said it right. You guys get on a motorcycle every day. A lot of
You know
people
what
can.
you signed up for. Yeah.
Right, Mike?
Crazy. You knew what you signed up for, right? You knew what you signed up for? We all
Yeah.
did. So, yeah, exactly that. What, like Danny said, as soon as your brother goes down, you go ahead and make a meme about him,
Well,
and you go ahead and say, oh, it was because he knew what he signed up for, that this is why we're allowed to put this out. This is why it's morally okay.
yep.
Mhm.
It's
Well,
annoying, man.
And I know there's a lot of people, and I've read multiple articles about the Titan, and yeah, there was a bunch of stuff being said about safety issues and this and that. Well, isn't that why they were testing it?
No, what it is it the responsibility of the people going down, or was it the company?
And to me, I think it's the company.
Yes.
It wasn't them. They thought, okay, this was a safe thing.
Exactly. They thought they were going to be safe and that it was going to be okay because the company said it was okay.
Even when the
Which brings up
billionaires-
which also brings up something to talk about is the fact that society is way too trusting of companies and government and stuff like
Oh,
that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I would have looked at that personally and been like, first of all, you ain't taking me underwater. It's not happening. I'm not going underwater. I'm not going flying. You kiss my ass. But you take a bunch of rich people. I mean, think about it. If you're a billionaire, you automatically think that anybody that's willing to allow you on their vessel obviously has got their shit together and it's all good because you're a billionaire. And I guess in hindsight, I get what people are saying. It is a bit of the people's fault for trusting the company and thinking that it was safe, but that still doesn't take away from the fact of what happened. And it's a tragedy.
Yes. And even when the billionaires make even certain requests to these companies, like, hey, we want this to be done this way, or hey, guys, we want it this way. Even at that point, it's up to the company to say whether that's safe to do or not. That nobody
Right.
should be swayed by money, no matter how much this exploration was going to be. You shouldn't be swayed by money whatsoever. So even if they're making ridiculous requests and they're willing to pay, listen, man, that is your job as a company to, say, no, we can't do that. That's unsafe or whatever. Just putting that out there.
Isn't it funny how people get so jealous and upset about somebody who's successful and makes them millions and billions of dollars? Because let's be honest, they'd be the ones that want to do it too, but they're sitting there and bashing them because they can't get to that point.
I got something to say on this before I even lose it. Is I don't know about how other people it was. I'm sure it was this way for you, Holly. When you were growing up, I bet when there was like a millionaire and his car, your father may have looked at you and said, you know what, son, if you grow up and you work hard, one day maybe you can have that. Right? But nowadays, our, generation of fathers and stuff like that are going, for fuck that guy. You know what I mean? Like, who cares about that dude? Like, that's how our society is now. Like, oh, that guy, forget about him. He's like less than us now just because he has money. I'll forget him,
I was always taught, especially by the older guys in Melrose Park, those are the people that you want to be friends with because you can learn from them. It's always funny when people try to give you advice about money and they have none. So how the hell are you going to take advice from them when you can get near? If you could sit in a room with Elon Musk, I'd be sitting there asking all kinds of questions and shutting up and just listening.
Being a sponge.
The richest person in the world, or Jeff Bezos, forget the freaking politics behind it. They made something. Jeff Bezos,
yeah.
Whatever. He made Amazon just from a used bookstore.
Yeah. Genius.
Yep.
And look at it now.
Well, look at it now. You got a lot of people that, get jealous of competition and stuff like that. But you've got to be able to weigh through that stuff. And I just can't equate jealousy with praising somebody's death.
No, I can't.
Now, One Time brings up a good question. He says he's just thinking out loud. The FAA governs the planes in the air. Who governs the submarines and big ships? I don't think I've ever heard of anyone who does this. Maybe that's what we need here.
Well, it's because it's in international waters. The United States, that's where you see the numbers and the names and stuff. They are logged in the United States and other countries as well. But that's mostly an international deal. How are you going to, the only international deal that's in effect is Antarctica right now, where nobody can, colonize it or put, bases on it. But the ocean's the ocean.
Well, I will say this. It depends if it's
It's a good point, though.
Well, it depends if it's an inspected vehicle or a vessel, or if it's a non-inspected vessel. And that usually depends on how many people are allotted on board. Submarines are probably actually, actually governed. So anytime that they have to be approved by the Coast Guard, you know what I mean? And there's actually people within the Coast Guard and agencies that come down and will check the hull, make sure there's no cracks. And even if there is, they have to approve of those cracks. I mean, everything is logged to a T. I did this for a decade. And so this kind of stuff actually is governed
in the United States. But once you get out, And once you get out of that 12-mile border outside the coast,
Nope, negative, negative. Even when you are in international
but
waters,
these weren't submarines. These were submersibles. They're two different things.
right? But they are vessels still, so it just depends if they're inspected or not. That's it at that point. So I don't know if they're inspected or not. Just saying.
Interesting.
Go ahead, Danny. What's interesting?
Just about what Mike just said. You know,
Hmm.
that depends on if it was inspected or not. I would like to think if you're carrying a bunch of lives, it should be well inspected.
You would think.
You know, you would think, but
Depends
That's the
like
world we live in.
privately owned, that kind of stuff.
Right.
That's where it gets like all weird. But like when you're a corporation, you would think that you'd be inspected, right?
right.
You know
Yeah.
what's
You
You
would.
know what's fascinating is the Titanic took down over 1,000 people, and now
Mhm.
all these, more than a century goes by and more people die because
Yeah.
of the Titanic.
Oh wow, that's an interesting point that you just said there. Yeah, it just continues to kill people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got some bad luck.
Yeah,
It's some bad luck
stay
down there.
away from the Titanic, guys. I think this is probably what we're getting at is just stay away. Just
Well, you know
forget it.
what's
Just look
even
at
funnier?
pictures on Google.
You know what's even funnier, China Doll?
What?
They made a replica of the Titanic,
Mm-hmm.
and they're using it as a cruise ship now. They're calling it the Titanic too.
No thanks.
You
I'm
wouldn't
not
step
going.
on that?
Nope. Nope. Anything that's called anything named after the Titanic, I will look at it from the shoreline.
I would just never go on one of
No.
those cruise ships, man. It's something about you're out in the middle of the ocean, you don't see nothing. I mean, you are just a dead duck in the water, man. I don't like it.
You're trusting some guy that you've never met ever. You know what I mean? You're
And
trusting
I'm
a
telling you
crew
right now,
that's-
all these humanity rules, like women and children first. Let me tell you something. I'll kick a baby overboard to get on a boat to save my life. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. Unless you're my lady, bitch, get out my way. Get your stupid baby out my way. I got to live. I'm gonna be out there in that dinghy by myself. Screw all y'all people, man.
Now
Oh
here-
no!
Now,
The
since we are
band, the band kept playing while the ship was sinking. Yeah, fuck that. That'd have been absolutely no music to that funeral.
now this is how close that they were to the Titanic. The debris from the Titan was located 12,500 feet underwater and roughly 1,600 feet from the Titanic on the ocean floor.
So it was right there.
It was right there. Like legit.
Fucking
It
did.
was its next door neighbor.
Okay, you know what? China Doll and freaking Mike. Do you agree you're kicking a baby out of the boat to get?
You know,
No,
if I'm going
no.
on something that's named after the Titanic, I'm bringing my own fucking flotation device, okay?
As someone that is
My ass is gonna
federally
have
licensed,
arm floaties.
as someone that is federally licensed as a captain in the United States of America, I cannot say that whatsoever. I am the last man off of that boat. I have to.
No, fuck that. I'm with
No,
Dan.
I'm sorry. It's just the way it goes. I signed up for it. This is what happens.
I'm grabbing my lady and our little family, and hell with the rest of y'all. That's when true survival kicks in, man. Like, I like the way the movie was, let the women go first, and the children, and nah, man, every man for himself when
You're
dying's
just
involved.
scared of the water, dude. Let's just admit it.
You damn straight I am. And
You're
you
like,
should be.
I'm staying away from water.
Ah,
Bodies of
that's a-
water, no thanks.
Nope, exactly.
I'm carrying in my carry-on like 4 packages of arm floaties. I'm putting 2 sets on my arms and I'm squeezing my legs and the other 2 sets, and you're gonna see me blowing up one of them little ring things to put around my waist.
So the one
I'm
thing that
going
you're
to
going to want to
protect
bring is called a
Problem-
Gumby suit. Bring a
problem
Gumby
is-
suit.
Problem is, where they died, it was hypothermia that killed them, not drowning.
Right.
I don't even care.
That's what I'm
bringing something
saying.
way above
That's
water.
that's exactly why you need a Gumby suit. So in an emergency, you put on this, basically your entire body is a floaty, but it keeps the warmth in you like a wetsuit.
I'm
And
telling you
so
now,
it hoods
I'm-
you and everything. It's crazy.
I'm not gonna be Jack. I'm pushing that bitch off the door. Mine.
Here's another thing that a lot of people aren't talking about either is, when this happened, the Navy, our government knew that these people were dead within minutes of of them even hitting the water. I mean, it was like within an hour or something like that. I haven't read the exact times, but so what was it, like on a Sunday they went underwater, correct? I think.
I
Yeah,
don't
they knew as soon as it happened.
Whatever the
Yeah.
18th,
So
or the 18th was.
Well, they said the Navy
So-
actually heard the implosion.
yeah, the implosion happened almost immediately, within an hour or so of them going down underwater. How
Yeah.
come they were searching to see what happened and making this big news coverage for like a week,
Oh yeah.
talking about it when they
Like, as
already
if
knew
they're
these
still
people were dead?
alive. They're still alive and they're down
Yeah,
there and all this.
it was more than confirmed that these people were dead, and people just kept running with this news story of like, they lost them, that they don't know if they're alive or not, and blah blah blah. Like what was going on that you had to cover up with this story?
Lies and manipulation equals money.
Uh,
That's it. Period.
Hmm. Mike, how did you get certified? They're asking.
So when I was actually 18, I did all of my studying and licenses through the Maritime Institute. I went to trade school, did all that stuff, and that's part of trade. And studied, and of course went out there and got certified while I was actually out at sea. You know what I mean? So with different companies have to check you off in order for you to actually run their equipment.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I did it when I was 18 and I've been doing it ever since.
nice.
Well, that's cool right there, man. That's cool. Fucking A. But I'm kind of surprised seeing Danny all hopped up here, man. Gonna kick babies, knock them around.
He's not joking. He's not joking. When it comes to water, everyone get
I'm
the
not.
hell out of the way.
I'm not, man. When it comes to me living, get out my way, man.
But when it comes to like some little gunplay, you ain't so worried, are you? You know what
Now-
I mean?
No.
So,
Now did-
I've been there a lot.
This would
that's
Unfortunately.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
This
It's what
would
you're
be-
used to, I guess.
This would be
Yeah.
the only,
It's sad to say it that way, but you're right, Mike.
hmm
this would be the only time you'd see Danny put on a dress because women and children can go first.
Oh
No,
wow.
I would literally kick a woman right out of my way. I wouldn't give a shit unless it's my woman. That's the first girl. First
You're like, I don't-
woman on that boat is my queen.
You're like, I
everybody
don't know
else,
that woman. Who cares?
Screw you. Yeah, screw you. All your baby needs to live. Yeah, boom, punt. Don't care.
Punt.
Don't care.
Punt.
You're
I'll
gonna
kick
fuck-
that baby
Make a
in the
meme
water.
about that if you want.
I'll punt the baby in the water. I'll chase it.
Exactly.
So
If I got enough room, I'll throw a couple people in my boat. Other than that, hey, screw y'all.
so
And they better
self
be nice to me.
so self-preservation, Mike, is a human trait. That's an instinct, I guess.
It is. Yeah, no,
Well-
it's all for one and one for all, you know, like it's all that matters at that moment. You know, I think all natural what we're supposed to be doing, drills and stuff like that, I think all that goes out the fucking window as soon as
It
as
does.
tragedy goes. Oh my God, that's why people are just stampeding towards like one
Uh-huh.
little exit of something, right? And that's
Yeah.
why you just see them going and they're just like crabs just trying to get through, you know. It's insane. You can't
You know what?
control that.
Mike
It's like a
Mike
riot
brought
control.
up. It is, and Mike brought up like I've been in a shootout or two, right? And that's what teaches you about people real quick. You know, everybody's quick to be like, oh, I'll die for my bro, I'll kill for my bro, and all this BS, right? Man, let me tell you something. When them bullets start whizzing by your head and you hear the faint whistle
Yeah.
and you feel that heat on your earlobe and shit, bro, all that brotherhood and friendship and family and all that
Goes right out the
bullshit
window.
out the freaking window. It's all about, I ain't trying to die today, dog. I'll grab you and put you in front of me. I don't care, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like this is a life and death situation. There are no friends. There's no family. There's none of that stuff going on, man. It's all about survival, man.
Yep. Codes, ethics, morals, all of it
Yeah.
gone.
It goes out the window, dude. It does. I've seen it, man.
It'll
I've been
teach you,
there.
like you said, it'll teach you about people real quick who you're around.
They will. They will. All those homies that were talking all that stuff, man, they're ducked behind the car crying, calling their mama,
Oh, and they way back there too.
and
I'm amputated.
and you hear the
I'm-
gangsters do go, call the police, call the police. Like, bro, they ain't gonna get here in time, homie. Pull that pistol out and pull it, dog.
I'm amputated. Why am I moving faster than you guys? What's going on here?
Right? Exactly. Fucking hop along Cassidy just gone down the road and everybody else is behind them. What the hell?
Mhm.
Well, life lessons can teach you some shit, man.
Mhm.
That they can. That's just like I said, man. If anything bad happened with Armageddon or something, I could be going to steal your food and shit. I'm
Yeah.
stealing shit.
Yeah, exactly. All these
You got
people
some
talk about, oh yeah,
firearms?
we're gonna get a group together and we're gonna get all the food. It's like, yeah, go ahead. And then when you come back, I'm gonna shoot all y'all.
You just collected all of it for me. Thank
Yeah,
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't have to go do it and fight the whole world for myself. Now I just got to get you and your little crew. Okay, that's easy.
Dude, I had like friends of mine, bros of mine. We're all talking at a party one day and we're talking about like, the world really went to shit because unfortunately nowadays it's a realistic idea, that things can get crazy. And we're talking about that happening. And I made it so clear that there was people that were mad at me at this party when I said, don't even come to my house. Because a couple of people were like, oh man, we're going straight to your house, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't. I'm like, because anybody that comes near my house gets shot.
Right.
I don't care if you're a friend or foe, dude. This is survival, man. There is no friendship in survival. This is not, man. And people don't get that. But, people don't get that because they've never been in life and death situations like that.
Right. True. Damn, that was a good one, right, China?
It was highly informative.
Wouldn't you think that way though?
What?
If it was about survival, do what you have to do to preserve yourself.
Well, yeah, you got to worry about yourself, and in my case, I'd worry about my little small family before anyone else. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if it's my brother. I don't care if it's my sister. I don't care if it's my mother. No, you don't matter right now. It's all about me and mine. That's all that matters.
True. So that shows you the true human spirit, though, Mike.
It does. And I guess unless I'm, operating a vessel where I'm a captain of, listen, man, I'm gonna do the same exact thing that you all are saying. You know what I mean? I have to by law, and if I don't, I mean, I don't know if you guys know what happened to the captain of the Valdez that ran that whole oil spill up in Alaska. That guy, yeah, he got arrested for life because of that whole ordeal.
Now, here's a question for the panel here, and we're gonna see if this still sticks.
Or hated by life.
Talking about the Parkland cop that could have stopped the shooting, that mass shooting, was just found not guilty for not stepping in. Do you think he should have stepped in and confronted the shooter instead of running for his own life?
Absolutely. He signed up for that. That was his duty. There's a difference between being a regular person in a life and death situation and being a person that signed up to protect everyone.
Yeah, you literally signed up for that.
Yeah, you literally took an oath and said, "I will protect everyone." So yeah, he's a piece of shit. So is the judicial system, but let's not even get started. That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, it needs
Oh,
to be
yeah.
revamped by a
But,
whole
but
different
we were
level.
talking about self-preservation, Mike.
Yeah, but it was his job.
But
Oh,
does that overrule self-preservation?
No, it doesn't at that point because no one else is in control and no one else knows how to handle the situation better than myself. So I have to, I have to be able to guide everybody in a certain way to preserve as much life as possible. You know what I mean? Because I'm the only one there that really knows how to do it. Everyone else, if I leave an abandoned ship and I save myself, everyone else dies, right? And now I'm that most hated man in the world, and that's basically kind of like what happened to Valdez. The dude abandoned ship, kind of ordeal, and it was a big ordeal. So, and same thing happened with an Italian cruise ship. He did the same thing. Now he's locked up for life for that. You can't do that, at that point. But if I'm not a captain of that vessel, trust me, I'm doing what y'all are saying.
I think that guy should have been held accountable because it was his job to protect all those people.
Absolutely.
I'm
and
sorry, like
but
we were saying before, he knows what he signed up for. Do we know that there's going to be a school shooting? No school knows that that's going to happen.
But at the same time, didn't they know what they were signing up for going under that submersible?
absolutely.
As civilians, though.
But that's different.
Like,
They still knew what they were signing up for, but that doesn't mean it's cool to make fun of them for dying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's basically what we were talking about. I mean,
right.
So I've done security a lot, and there's been times where I was doing security at a bar. There was one particular night I was at a bar running security, and a huge brawl broke out. And I'm talking about some chick ended up ramming some cars. A car ended up inside the bar. I had over 100 people outside fighting. It was crazy.
Oh, snap.
Now that night,
you should have brought out your video camera.
Hell yeah.
You know what? I wasn't doing videos back then. Otherwise, I would have. But, at the time, I was on duty. And I had...
He was a bouncer. He wasn't a cop, guys, because as soon as you say on duty, they're going to take that.
Exactly.
You know what? Let these fucking internet trolls do whatever they want. They can kiss my ass. I'm tired of them anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
I was on duty working security, and I had to chase this broad down, tackle her, and hold her down for the cops. Now that's something I would normally never do in my personal life. You know what I mean? I would stand there and be like, "Hey man, this shit ain't none of my business. Stay away from me." But that particular night, I had to do my job. So, when you sign up to do a job, you do your job, man.
It's your job description.
It's your job to protect people and keep people safe. So as a cop, yeah, you should have confronted that situation and did what he had to do. And you know what? He would have been a hero, but now he's the most hated man in the world. And I'm sure he can't go outside his house, and he shouldn't be able to.
Right.
I agree 100%, man. He needs to be ashamed of his actions on that.
Now, me,
Absolutely.
like N. Nelson says that he agrees the deputy was a coward, and he was probably contemplating his choices in his jail cell. But you guys expect others to display valor when you admit you wouldn't do the same. Now,
I think valor and self-preservation is totally different things. Go ahead.
If it was me and I was in that guy's place, I would have been there trying to get kids out of the way and get kids to safety, get teachers to safety. And because that's what my job is at that moment, I wouldn't be thinking I'd be thinking, shit, am I going to get out of this alive? Not going to lie, that'll be going through my head. But I would want to make sure as my job to get everybody else safe.
Well, just like that deputy that went into Lake Michigan over on the Navy Pier or on North Avenue Pier with the break walls and stuff. She just jumped in
She
knowing
didn't
she could have
even
died.
she didn't think twice about saving this lady the other day. She just jumped in and
Mhm.
rescued her because and I think in that instance it wasn't so much her doing her job, it was just a person saving a person's life.
Now with Danny,
Uh,
Danny just made a very damn good point where he was going over, and this is how fucking internet people are. I'm telling you, we live it and see it every day.
uh,
Is he was a bouncer security at a bar. A lot of bikers, a lot of diamonds are bouncers, but they're going to take your words and try to spin it. That's how miserable people really are.
Mhm.
That is the internet right there.
You know, if you think about it, life
Well-
life as a whole is a risk. Like Danny said earlier, I mean, you could walk out your door right now and somebody can drive by and shoot you. You can be a little kid playing in your front room and a bullet just could stray in. You don't know.
uh,
But no, what I was
Life
saying,
is a risk.
what I was saying is these are the type of people that won't that only, you know, they'll take and twist your words, but they're
Yep.
the ones that make the memes.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
You know what? A case in point, and Hollywood, you're not going to like me saying this on air, but I'm going to say it. Case in point is Marco. Now, this guy knows me personally and knows better than to say the things he said on the internet, but he sat there and decided to tell people that some guys leaned up on me and I lost my patch.
That's
And
not true.
he knows that's a complete lie. He stood in front of me and bitched out once already. People like that is the reason why I'm tired of the internet. And that's the reason why a lot of you have noticed that I get very snappy lately on the internet. And I call viewers out. I call people out. You know, I call my own subscribers out and followers out because it's gotten out of hand and I don't like it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the fake shit. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of people lying on people to look cool on the internet. I'm tired of people lying to everyone on the internet to make themselves look cool. I'm tired of it. It's gotten just straight up annoying to me. And
Oh,
which brings me up to something real quick, everyone. I have decided to step down from BCAN podcast. And I'm announcing this live. Nobody knew I was going to say this. And the reason being is exactly what Hollywood just said. People will twist your words around and discredit you. And what people don't understand is I, like many others, I'm out here on the street. I'm in the real world. And people know better, of course, but it bothers me that somebody would even try to say things like that. And it's gotten to a point that the old me is about to come out. And I used to be a very violent person, and I'm not proud of it. I'm not saying that because I think people should think I'm a badass. It's just who I was. And I don't like that person. I'm 43 years old, and I don't want war anymore. I want peace. So I've decided to step down and I've decided to take a break from the influencer career that I started going down for the simple fact of I'm about to start getting violent with people. And I don't need that in my life, especially over some internet bullshit. And it's just gotten out of hand to the point that I just don't need it in my life. And it's not worth it. You as viewers are trash. I'm going to say it straight up publicly. If I put a 1%er diamond on a meme or on a thumbnail, I'll get 30,000 of you to watch that video. But 30,000 of you will ask me to do a how-to video. I'll do that how-to video and I'll get 400 views. There's a problem here. You guys like drama. and you like to create it. But what people don't realize is creating drama on the internet for motherfuckers like me, real dudes, that's a real beef on the street. And somebody quite possibly could get hurt for lies and bullshit on the internet. So I've just gotten to a point where I'm done with it. I don't need to go back to prison. I don't need to ruin my life over some internet bullshit. So I just wanted to say that, everyone. I love y'all. Love and respect for you guys that have always followed me and subscribed to me, been watching me, my day ones that have been holding me down and staying by my side and backing me up. Much love and respect to y'all. Of course, when I talk about viewers, I don't mean everybody. So I just wanted to say that. Peace.
Rock and roll right there, man. You heard it from Danny's mouth. And, you know, I have to follow up on that one with him. As you guys know, I haven't been given opinions on biker news anymore. I think I found my niche right here on these type of subjects. You guys notice that I have more fun on the second half of the show than I do on the first one, because you do get tired of it. And I think what he was saying is right, with the memes and taking out. And that's why I jumped right away with Danny, is because I know as soon as he said I was on duty that they try to fuck with him.
Right.
I've been
And that's the
just
type
a
of thing that
long
people
time.
clip. You know, they clip that one little thing and then they'll put like 15 different clips together to make it look like this, to manipulate. So again, lies and manipulation for money.
Mhm.
That's it. That's all they care about.
Never mind that I've literally put my police record out there publicly
Right. No,
numerous amount of
that's
times
not
to people
matter.
that try that shit.
Doesn't matter.
And here's the thing that bothers me about the internet the most. Now, people on TikTok, 1,000 people will say, "Prove yourself, Danny. Prove yourself, D-Lo. Prove who you are. Prove to us that you were in a motorcycle club. Prove to us that you went to prison. Prove it." And I don't, because I don't have to. But here's the catch-22 to that, and here's the hilarious part. Joe Schmo can come on the internet and go, "Hey, D-Lo was a snitch, and he wasn't shit on the street." Automatically, they believe it. He don't have to prove nothing. But they'll believe that right away and run with it because of the hatred that they have for somebody that's doing better than them, and somebody that's being real. Because half the people on these internet things, YouTube, TikTok, wherever, Instagram, Facebook, wherever, half of the people that are doing all this shit are not real. They're just not.
Got that right.
Some of them may start off real, but then they get caught up with the little bit of money that they make. And now all of a sudden they think they're a big fucking superstar when they're just a fucking nobody in the world that they're trying to portray that they're a part of. And it's sad to me. And that's where I get mad, and that's where I get upset and bothered. And it's like, if I'm not making any money, why am I letting this bother my life? Why am I walking around in my personal life ready to smack somebody in the mouth and catch a felony because some Joe Schmo made me mad on TikTok? Like, for real, grow the hell up, dude. But I'm that way because I'm a passionate guy, and I've always just been myself. So it's like, when you see that going on, man, it's like, okay, so I have to give you my arrest record. I have to show you me and my colors. I have to have like 30,000 people of my former MC come up front and say, yes, he was a member of our club and he was a badass dude. Like, I have to go through all of that, which is still going to have all the haters. But one guy can go, oh, he's fake or he's full of it, and the whole world's going to believe it. Like, automatically, right off the top, there don't have to be no proof to it. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit that Marco had said in his comment, that people leaned on me and I lost my patch. People actually believe that bullshit. I mean, of course they don't know me and they're not from our area, because anybody in our whole area knows better. But people are going to believe that. That's how sad the internet really is.
Yes.
And it's not worth the $200 I make on YouTube. Like, it's just not, man. I hate to say it that way, but at the end of the day, if it ain't worth my while, why am I doing it?
Well, that's true. When you talked about because the most I watch on your channel is your how-to videos.
Me too. Me
Right.
too.
Especially the ones with the radio and because you're into lowrider shit like I am, and a lot of people don't want to get educated on that. They want to see who's killing who.
Dude, the amount of work that you put in to that last video of you actually doing, that whole
Yeah, and I don't gotta sit
stereo.
there, and I don't gotta sit there for 45 minutes to learn what the fuck I want to learn.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I got something to say regarding this whole thing, what Danny was talking about with the hate. Listen, man, hate always comes from below. It always does. It never comes from above. It's an insecurity within them. It's an insecurity within themselves. It's because they bring nothing to the actual entertainment industry. They bring nothing because everyone wants to be a content creator, influencer, whatever. So everyone thinks they have a platform.
And you don't make that much fucking money,
No.
people.
No, and
No.
people think that you kill it on here. And listen, man, you've got to have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, if not millions. I mean, trust me, even at hundreds of thousands, like 900K, you're still not even
You're not making
really killing it. I
Oh.
promise you.
It's pathetic that, I do an informative video, and this goes for anybody. You do an informative video that's a solid video, and it's teaching people something that they didn't know. And you can go on my channel right now, and I've got maybe 400 or 500 views on this video, 400 or 500 views on that video. But let me do a thumbnail that says, you know what, I think Sosta Ghost is a this or a that.
And a
And
1%er diamond.
Fucking 100,000 views, or hey everybody, did you hear about this 1%er shooting that 1%er? Boom, 100,000
Mhm.
views.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why I say the viewers are fucking trash, and that's what has me more upset than anything. It's ridiculous, man.
Hell, I think your how-to videos are better than Adam Sandoval and other ones.
I do too. Honestly, the amount of
I
work
had
that
no
he
idea
did-
who that guy was when you told me about him, by the way, Hollywood. I had to look him up. He's huge. But I had no idea. I was like, I've never even heard of the guy.
I said I introduced you to him on July 7th when he's at the dealership.
Wow, that's my child's birthday. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what? If I'm not doing nothing, maybe I'll roll up. But I could care less to meet him, and it's no disrespect to him. It's just
See, what
he's
I
just
don't know,
another guy in my world.
what you should do, man, is just revamp your channel and take all the videos down and start with the how-tos, man. They do big.
I might do that in the future. Like I said, I'm taking a break. I'm not saying goodbye as far as my channel. I would like to do maybe my own personal podcast, maybe talking about things I've been through and things I go through or whatever as a person, maybe. Maybe stuff like that will be in the future. Maybe some more how-to videos. I can only do so many how-to videos because I don't have the money to do the things I want to do to my bike. So if I can't work on my bike, I can't do a how-to video. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, in the future, I may put out some more videos like that. But as far as the club talk stuff or the protocols and all that shit, I'm just done with it. I'm just done. Like I said, I already said my piece on it. So.
Well, when it comes to the protocol videos, everybody knows how I think of that shit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You need to learn. You need to learn all of that stuff, honestly, on the ground. You can't be learning this. Yeah, you can't be learning this stuff on the internet.
For those that are saying you're getting education, you ain't fucking getting education until you talk to the club. I'm just sorry.
You know what? And you're right. And I felt that way when I did my videos, a few of them, and you're absolutely right, man. I've always tried to say, to people that, look, man, I can give you some insight on how to get your foot in the door of the MC world. What you do from there, that's on you. I can't tell you how to do shit.
You decide if you are staying there.
Yeah.
I can get you there, but now it's up to you.
And I've had guys in 1% clubs. I've had whole chapters tell me that they have all their prospects watch my videos, and let me tell you, I am truly honored by that. I really am. And it's great. But at the end of the day, it's just like I firmly believe, like what Hollywood said, man. If you want to get in the MC world, go do it. Don't be on YouTube, man. Go live it and experience it yourself, because everybody's going to have a different experience.
See, my problem with the whole thing was, and it started getting to me really bad, was the 99% stuff, because I knew
Yep.
that I knew people in Chicago, if they were around Chicago and said that, would get hurt. And that's something I don't like, is somebody getting hurt.
I think you guys heard my opinion on that. I'm over here on the West Coast, right? You know what I mean? I'm nowhere close to any of that, but it's weird when you're in the club world for real. You know what I mean? And not this internet thing. We already knew about that. You know what I mean? We knew about NFG and 99% NFG. We knew about that. You know what I mean? Respectfully. And that's why when this whole internet thing that BD respectfully started, he started that shit saying 99%, 99%, 99%. And I'm sitting there going, 99% what? There's only one 99% patch out there. There's only one thing that resembles that. So why are we using this all of a sudden as some general term, as like a protocol?
It isn't a protocol, because
and I think
they would beat your ass bad.
Oh, they absolutely.
I'm a 99%er. Go up to them and say that.
Yeah,
I'm a 99%.
And the big thing is I think a lot of creators, and this goes for everyone, including us even on the show here. What people need to start doing as far as being a creator is say, in my area,
right
here in the Midwest, here in Chicago, here in Wisconsin, here in Ohio, here in Indiana, I think more people need to say things like that, because like we just got through saying, you'll have, let's, what, I'm tired of bullshitting. Let's, you have Black Dragon that'll sit here and say, yeah, I'm a 99%er. And maybe that flies in Georgia. Maybe that flies down south. I don't know. I'm not there. But we know that wouldn't fly here. So don't tell people this shit, because, and I'm not shitting on you, Black Dragon, just for the record, because I don't need a fucking gossip video going on after I leave. But, because we all know it will.
It will.
It's like,
And everybody's hating on Dragon. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, right. And I'm absolutely not. I was just on the phone with him last night. We're good. But, it's, so you say that, and then people take that and they think it's cool, especially guys that are in regular motorcycle clubs, which is what I call them, mom and pops or support clubs.
That's what we call them here, mom and pop.
Yeah, that's what we call them here. Those guys, they not all of them, but there are some that, they want that credibility. So yeah, man, I'm a 99%er, and then they go out in the world and then they get smacked around for saying that, and it's like, you gotta be informative of what area you're in, and what's, whatever you got to say, make sure you say clearly, that's how it is in our area, my area.
Even then, okay, Southern California's got 350 motorcycle clubs and one COC.
It's the MC Mecca of the world, man.
You're going to tell me it's the exact same in all aspects of that? Let's be real.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You're going to learn from the club when you go on the boots on the ground. That's how it works.
That's the only way to learn, is doing it.
Well, another thing that really bugs me, since we're being fucking honest here, okay? One thing that really bugs me is the ignorance of people about when they talk about clubs getting along. And here in Chicago, there's one dominant and one dominant only. And if you try to put a clubhouse within the city limits of Chicago, it's not going. It's
No.
not happening. There was a war fought in the 90s over that shit.
Yeah.
And this is the underworld, man. This is the streets. All
Yep.
this kumbaya will never, ever, ever happen.
It's so sad.
Nope.
And the more I look at it, it's just like that, Hollywood. It's just
You
like
know,
that.
us
That's why
content-
anytime I've done a video talking about, what you just said, Hollywood, I always say coexist.
Mhm.
There's no reason why everybody can't coexist, but nobody's holding hands. Nobody's going to be brother and colored. It's not happening.
They should be able
No.
to have handshakes. You should be able to do that. You should be able to stay on your side of the room without there
So
being
you know what?
total chaos.
I'm not even for that. I really am.
I think there should be.
I can't
respect
shake
between
hands
bloods.
with somebody that's killed one of my brothers.
No,
Oh,
I'm not necessarily
you know.
okay with that part, but I'm just saying there should be at least mutual respect for at least the
Yes.
patches.
Yes, and that's what I mean by coexist. And the problem is, and a lot of clubs have tried it. Some clubs are doing it as we speak.
and
They're coexisting.
it's last 6 months to a year, but go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, it
let's be
never
real.
lasts. And here's the reason why it doesn't last. Like I guess we just turned BKM podcast into a biker network. Here's the reason why it don't last is because you'll have Club A and Club B. They decide to sit down and say, okay, we're going to try this truce thing, ceasefire, and just everybody stays in their lane. So, okay, cool. This club's going to be on the south side. This club's going to be on the north side. Okay, cool. But one of these idiots on the north side, they decide to cross over into the south side, being a little asshole one night. So here we go with the war again, because those guys on the north side didn't check that guy. They didn't deal with him. You know what I'm saying? They should allow the other club, A or B, deal with that, get one guy, and let it go, not stand behind them. I
think-
understand brotherhood, but when you don't look at the bigger picture, you're just never going to go anywhere.
You to go, China, if you don't want to sit in on this one. We're going to keep going.
Yeah, my bad.
I'm just listening.
Well, no, I think this needs to be honest for once.
Well, go
Mhm.
ahead, keep going.
A lot of us creators
I'm
try.
learning.
A lot of us creators try to conform, I guess, because it is entertainment, and this is entertainment, people. This ain't real.
Yeah,
Remember that.
yeah.
And the funny thing is, okay, yeah, I'm on a panel with 3 guys, and yeah, we talk about everything and anything, and even the stuff they're talking. Like, people think women are ignorant when it comes to the MC stuff, but we're not ignorant. Well, because there's some that are. I mean, a lot of the stuff that you guys are talking about, I'm already knowledgeable.
Well, you're
Right.
keyed in. You're different. Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
it's a learning experience for other people, and these are things that people need to know. Okay, yeah, YouTube sucks and people suck, and we love our people, I'm not gonna lie, but we all have our haters, and sometimes the haters go too far, comments go too far, and sometimes you got to say, hey, enough is enough. Yeah, we all love Danny. Thank God he lives near us so we can still see him.
Not by me. Not
But-
by me. Damn.
And I have a feeling Danny, after he takes a break, I don't know if he'll come back to beat cam, but he'll come back. I'm sure maybe he'll make appearances. if
We
he's
already know we all
Yeah.
know that he's welcome back here. Come on, guys.
anytime.
Oh, yeah.
But,
And I'll make appearances on,
It's open invitation at
the
all
members
time.
only and stuff like that. Here's the thing, man. I do love doing this, but it's just, for me, it's gotten to a point where there's some guys that are coming into the niche that are trying to start some shit, and it's the type of shit that's going to get them hurt on the street.
It will. It will. You're right.
You know what? Let me
You
bring
know.
up. Let me bring up this point from Berserker and be totally honest with you.
Let's do it.
Okay. Honesty, you know what? You're getting a behind the scenes look at what we talk about. Too many people bring the gang mentality into the club scene. The club scene is the underworld. It is straight up this is the streets. This ain't internet crap. You're gonna push back on somebody that comes into your backyard. You're going to push back if somebody kills one of your guys. That's
Yep.
just the way it is. And let's be honest, there are different classes of bikers, there are different subcultures. You got diamonds at the top, you got, your mom and pops. Yeah, diamonds take this shit very serious because they live it every day.
Yep.
And there's stuff that happens on the street that a lot of people on the internet don't get. And with the advent of the internet, this shit's been going on for freaking 70 years, man. With clubs going at each other, but it's more prevalent because of the internet. You see it more, but it's
That's what
not
it is.
any more or any less. And when you got people out there talking about, and there's one particular that's a so-called diamond talking about how we all going to get along. Shit's not going to get along. You're never going to get along because you got a lot of alphas out there, and this is the streets. And to be honest, there's a lot of freaking money being made out there. Do you really think that people are going to kumbaya when there's money to be made? That's fantasy land. And everybody talks about NCOM. NCOM isn't there to settle beefs. They're only there for biker rights. That's it. But you're believing in the police narrative that NCOM is some kind of freaking governing body. They ain't. The pure ignorance of a lot of people when it comes to these club things, and it don't help with the protocol channels. It just confuses the shit out of you because nobody's being honest.
Well,
Very
finally
true.
somebody was. You know what I
Very
mean?
true.
And I respect the hell out of what you just said, Hollywood. Absolutely.
It's
1000%.
like that. It's like that video that I posted on TikTok that like went super viral. It's got like 2.3 million views on it right now and still counting.
Wow.
It's got so many comments on there. I can't even try to read them all and keep
No.
up with them.
No.
But so many people were on there, and it was a guy taking another guy's patch, and yeah, it was a fake patch that the one guy had, and really the other guy was saving his life, and I think he did it very nicely, personally.
Extremely nicely. Probably
It
the
would've
nicest way it could have gone.
Yeah, it would have went way different if I was even involved, or really most people. So that guy was actually really nice, believe it or not. But that video went super viral, and so many people are commenting on there talking about, oh, clubs ain't out here taking patches like that and blah, blah. And it's like, dude, it happens every day. I've seen it happen.
Let's address that, Danny.
Okay.
Like Harry
Let's do it.
says, but they're not criminals, gangs with the laughing. You know what? Not everybody in the clubs are doing it, but
No,
there's
no.
a lot of shit that happens on the street that is what it is.
Yep. And that's why I've
know-
always said
you know
you
what?
can't make excuses for what happens on the street. You can't. It just, these are people that are
people that-
radical.
What people don't understand that watch all of us, and I mean everyone that does this niche, what people don't understand is the MC world, especially the 1% world, is built on respect. And these old clubs have earned their respect by going to war. All right? Whether you agree with it or not, that's a matter of opinion. But the point that people are missing is if you fought for your state, you went to war, you lost brothers, you buried brothers, you cried your eyes out because one of your best friends was killed in this bad situation with another club. And now here we are 30 years later, and your podunk ass that don't know anything about the MC world thinks that you're just going to come into that area and open up a clubhouse and not ask permission, as you call it, which that's not what it is. It's a blessing. No, it's not going to work that way. It's called respect. Any club, you can ask any club if they do it the proper way by going to their local dominant and going, hey, man, we want to open up a clubhouse in the area. What do we got to do to figure this out? They're going to figure it out and it'll be fine. But too many guys nowadays think, well, it's America. It's a free country. You're absolutely right. But that's your world. You're trying to enter our world.
Yeah, that's a big fact you just made. And
people don't understand that. They don't understand the level of respect. They think, oh, I can I can slap a diamond on and boom, now I'm a 1%er. Absolutely not. It does not work that way. well, the big four clubs, that's how they did it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And they kept that diamond and they earned that diamond and respect. So if you want that respect, you're going to have to keep that diamond. When they push up on you, you're going to have to earn your diamond. And maybe sooner or later, you'll get that respect. But for right now, do shit right, be respectful, and do it the right way.
Well,
Well,
when
people don't want to do that.
I think a lot of people that complain about it are jealous they're not in the club.
that too,
Probably.
very much so. But listen, when blessings, quote unquote, when, like, for instance, clubhouses being opened up in areas that shouldn't be. Listen, unfortunately, and I hate to say this, and this is something that people hate to put out there, but sadly, violence keeps the peace. That's just the way it works. You know what I mean? It's one of those
Like
things.
I always say, violence solves everything.
It does. Unfortunately, it does.
But you know what? People actually think a lot of clubs care about what they say. They really don't.
No, no.
They
come on.
really don't. They don't care about let's get along shit. They don't care if you think they're a gang. They don't.
No.
Because you know what Danny just said, put yourself in a position where you have a little brother or a little sister and somebody shoots them, you're going out for blood.
Yeah. Who wouldn't? You know, I mean, if you're
Club's
really
a
about that.
family, man. A club's a family.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen. Hell, you had the Hatfields and McCoys go at it, killing each other. Were they a gang? No.
Yeah. And the people that make me laugh are the ones that say, like, that one comment, well, they're getting these gang members in the clubs now, and that's why you're seeing what you're seeing. And it's like I said before in one of the past shows, back in the 70s and 80s, they were bombing each other, shooting each other, and everything else in Chicago. Were
That
those
was-
guys gangbangers?
It was
Those were-
happening everywhere.
Those were military veterans doing it out of the Vietnam.
Yeah.
It was happening
think in them?
everywhere, not
Yeah.
just your area.
Yeah.
It was
I
happening
know.
everywhere.
But it's
man.
like, that everybody say, oh, the clubs are getting the gang members in. No. But now that's the good excuse. Well, the clubs are getting the gang members in. Nah, man, some people just get down the way they get down. I may not agree with it. Don't get me wrong. Going around shooting everybody off their bikes and shit, I don't agree with that stuff. But that's just a matter of my opinion.
I think it was probably just a little bit more organized back then, though, where they actually utilized a table and they sat there and spoke about how they were going to probably do it. Now, what they're probably thinking about.
Actually, Mike, no.
No? Okay, well, maybe I'm wrong. But what
these dudes were bombing motherfuckers.
But I know they were, but were they utilizing a table and coming up with a plan rather than what I'm getting at is people are acting on exactly on emotion right here, right now, and I'm shooting you right here. Boom. It didn't go. I thought
Yeah,
it went to the
it was
table.
more calculated, is what
I
you're
thought
saying.
it came to the table. It wasn't off of emotion and like, oh, you hurt my feeling. Bam. You know what I mean?
A lot of that shit back in the day, I mean, I can't speak on it that much, but I think a lot of it was, 4 or 5 guys sitting at a bar one night. They're like, hey, let's go do this.
Yeah, for real.
Back in the back in the day, and that's where clubs get their reputation. Is it was a lot of money back then, a lot of money.
Yeah.
There was a lot of shit going on.
And
a lot of clubs are trying to get rid of the guys that are involved in the drug stuff, because
you're damn right.
That brings, the police into your lives that you don't need. And it sucks when you're a member of a club and you're a straight dude. You probably don't drink or even do drugs, and you got a good job and you're doing your thing. And next thing you know, you're under a federal indictment for somebody else's bullshit, So a lot of clubs are trying to get rid of all that.
Across the country too. It happened all the way over there. And now and I'm the responsible one doing everything right. It's because of one asshole over here that started the beef and started the heat. And now there's a whole investigation.
Well, I got to cut us off, man, because China Doll has to go to work.
Yeah, I'm good too, man.
Yeah, no,
But anyway, guys and gals, thanks for watching the show. There's going to be the replays on all the all the channels that we're on right now.
Thank you, everyone.
No, thank you. By the way, I wanted to personally tell you for all your amazing input throughout all these episodes, and you know what I mean. I have a lot of respect for you, Danny, and you know I'm going to continue to talk to you. You know,
Oh, of course,
nonstop. That's forever. So,
and I appreciate that, bro.
Of course,
me and Danny rides all the time, so I'll always see Knucklehead.
But
so I don't want anyone thinking that, oh yeah, he's getting out of here because he hates us or nothing, you know.
No, it's got nothing to do with the show at all.
All right, guys and gals, we'll check ya.